Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm still going through some Nancy Drew content, and in honor of her 90th anniversary, we're going to go ahead and do a compare and contrast of two books, since these are the two major books that the plot points, or major plot points are used for one of her interactive games called The Secret of the Old Clock. Sorry. But yeah, they technically use plot points from all of the first four books, but these two have the majority of the plot points. You've got, Emily Crandall in here, from here, and Jane Willoughby, and Lilac Inn, obviously. Oh, and Jim Archer. And Jim Archer's from this book as well. There's a few other... obviously there's going to be some differences. For instance, Emily was supposed to be marrying Jim Archer, and Helen is supposed to be present. But she isn't. The same thing with The Secret of the Old Clock. Helen was supposed to be... is in this as well, but she's not in the game, so we have Bess and George instead, even though they were not introduced until the fifth book, because I want to say that's The Secret of Shadow Ranch. I keep getting 5 and 6 mixed up. I apologize for that, but these are the two books that The Secret of the Old Clock game is based on. The plot points that are taken from Secret of the Old Clock, of course, obviously the title, the old clock and the title, Josiah Crowley, oh my goodness, I was just writing about that, Richard Topham, Titus, I think Titus Phil is in this book. Or was it Lilac Inn? She does travel to different places. Neither one actually technically takes place in River Heights. Secret of the Old Clock, I think... some of it takes place within River Heights, but there's some parts that do take place outside of River Heights. The Mystery of Lilac Inn definitely does not take place in River Heights, because Lilac Inn is supposed to be a hotel, and that's out of the city, if you will. I don't even know if it's out of state. It's never mentioned. But this and Lilac Inn, in the original text, which is what the game decided to go with, it is more of an inn in comparison to the revised text, which was a bunch of cabins. So that I liked that, because that made more sense. And of course they were going with the 1930s look, so they used the 1930s, some of the 1930s plot points. So anyways, considering the fact that there are 4 major, they use parts from the first 4 books, 2 of which take precedence. The game itself, it's the aesthetics are totally awesome, the music's amazing, but just, some of the plot points don't exactly gel, or blend quite as well as it should. And I think that's a major issue that a lot of people have with it. It's just, you're taking pretty much the story of 4 different books and just, blending them all into one. For people who are playing it for the first time, they might be fine with it and be like, oh yeah, this works well. They probably will notice a few inconsistencies, and because it's taken from 4 books, that'd be why. But once you've read the book, you'd be like, that doesn't work, that's not from this game, from this book, or it's not, Emily's not supposed to be that young, on Jim Archer, why is he already married? He's supposed to be marrying Emily, stuff like that. So for someone who's read the books, you're just like, Okay, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this picture. But, I mean, overall, it's still a fairly good game. It can still work. It's just some things that you're just like, they could have used a little bit more editing, and it could have used a little bit more work on it. But, it is what it is, and I still like it despite that. Like I said, the aesthetics, you were playing in the 1930s, it's great aesthetics. The music, is fantastic. Whenever I hear it, I'm just like, oh yes, you can tell that's Secret of the Old Clock. That's just that jazz sound to it. And, the 1930s sound. And some of the characters are, even though they're obviously different from the books, some of them are still fine. You still want to hit Richard Topham. You love to hate him. Though I think since in the book you get to learn a little bit more about his wife and his daughters in the book, which are not present in the game. But you love to hate him, basically. So, yeah, I think I wouldn't necessarily say that the game is entirely bad or that it's, even worse than the books. I think on its own, it's fine. As in comparison to the books, it does fall kind of short. But since, like I said, there's a charm to the game that you're like, it's kind of a tie between the books and the game. Because, some points do not work well in the game's favor, but other points do. So, it just depends. And again, it also depends on each player. If it's more your thing, more your style. If you grew up with the books, are you okay with it being that different? And, how are you with, combining major plot points of all three? You got the hidden staircase part to it. You've got Josiah Crowley and his will, and trying to find the real will. And the clues are found on clocks. Of course, Richard Topham is there. That was one of the characters from the original book. And then, of course, you've got Lilac Inn and Emily Crandall and Jane Willoughby and Jim Archer, which are all from Lilac Inn. So, I think I'd say it's a tie. I'm okay with some of the changes that were made. It's just, trying to fit that much, you can see it wasn't that, or it didn't work as well as I would have liked, at least. And probably they thought it was, well, yeah, this worked fine. But for me, it could have been better. Was it horrible? No. There's definitely more horrible games out there. But I like it, and I think, like I said, in comparison to the books, it does fall a little short, but I'm going to say this is a tie between the books and the game. So, if you think differently, that's alright. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below what you liked or didn't like about the differences between the books and the games, what worked and what didn't work for you. Leave your thoughts below. Be interested to see what you think, what you noticed, and, because all of us are different. I might have noticed something you didn't think of seeing. Like some of us found out the other day, somebody found something, and like, I didn't know that was there. But this was pertaining to a different game, so that's why I'm not going to say anything else. But, yeah, so it's interesting what some people will notice. Alright, so thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you haven't played the games or read the books, please do. and I would like to see what you think of comparing the books to the games. Alright? Thank you so much for coming by again, and I'll see you next time. Bye!